have been to Egypt but have not been to the desert, you really don't know Egypt that much. Egypt is 94% desert, and the Egyptian culture and the ancient Egyptians all stemmed from the Sahara Desert. We didn't stem from the Nile, we stemmed from the Sahara Desert. So when you go to the desert, you really understand what Egypt is all about. I'm very excited to take different groups into the desert because the desert is a life-changing, transformative experience, I believe, because uh, the emptiness and the silence, it gets you to actually reflect and dive deep into yourself rather than having all these distractions and all of these noise and echoes around you. It becomes a very exciting experience and a life transformative in a big way. So I love taking people to the desert, and I love also sharing my culture. So 12 years ago, I also took another group and we went dancing with the tribes in the Eastern Desert. And that was, even for me, was something very exciting. So I'm happy that hopefully you guys can make it and come, because the desert has a lot to offer, and also the oasis.
It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be such a great trip. As you know, Mahmoud and I are kind of hosting one section each. So I'll be hosting the first section. That's from April the 8th to the 11th next year. So we start with 4 days in Cairo with live music. And I've got 9 bands. So that's a lot of musicians. And we have some kind of an expedition every day into either Coptic Cairo, Islamic Cairo, pyramids, the new museum. So lots of different parts of Cairo, but I also try to introduce you to all the musical styles. One of my ethoses is to work directly with the artists, okay, not to have a middleman coming into the center of it. I love to work directly one-on-one with artists. So you're going to experience Sufi music, which is very sacred, esoteric Islamic music, Saidi music in the garden. So we're not doing it in a room, but in a beautiful big garden, live Saidi. It's very loud. Actually, with a mizmara, you need a garden. It's too loud in a room. You have a Zar night, the trance dance Zar. It's actually from Sudan. Then we have a baladi day, and I even take you out on a faluka with all the drumming at night. So we can drum and enjoy ourselves. So that's a lovely thing to do, is to drum on the Nile. It's a beautiful feeling. If those of you who want to stay up late want to come out to a nightclub, I'll take you out to one of the hot dancers, the hot young dancers who are, you know, kind of really cutting edge. We can go see one of them. Then on the day 3, we have classical orchestra. We go to the bazaar. And then on the last day, we do a walking tour of Coptic Cairo and Islamic Cairo. That's a really lovely tour. And then we finish with live bands. I've actually got 3 bands on, and you can choose, if you want to perform, which one to dance to. Okay, and you can have the full video. So, you know, later on, you can pop that video onto your website, and there you are dancing in Egypt. In that time, I'm also going to teach you 3 dances. The Duf dance. I know a lot of you already started playing Duf. The Scorpion dance and the Lotus dance. They're 3 pharaonic-inspired dances, because then we're going to dance those in the desert. Okay, so it's going to be a wonderful thing to be performing those in the vast desert. So now I'll hand you over to Mahmoud again, so he can take you through kind of the journey of where we're going on this desert tour. So we have our performance on the last night, and then in the morning, we're all off to the desert.
So this sounds exciting, Katie. I hope I can join you guys. This sounds like a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll pick you up from the place where you're at early on the day. That we will have breakfast in the hotel where you are at, and then we're gonna drive straight to the oasis, which is like around 4 hours drive. But once we are out of Cairo, we are totally into the Western Desert. And then we are meeting our crew. We are going straight into the desert for lunch and for camping and for dancing. So with our crew, there will be a Bedouin band that will be singing for us morning, day, and night all the time. And we will be performing a lot of cultural music. We will have campfires every night, of course. It's the entire day we will be moving from one place to another to show you different places of the desert. But at the same time, we are also going to spend more time exchanging with the locals, the moves, the dance, the rhythms and stuff. So we have a couple of we have a mizmar, we have a singer, and we have also a guy with the duf. So these guys will be performing whenever we would like, but also mostly will be, of course, during the night, as we are waiting for the dinner. So everything we will have breakfast, dinner, and lunch throughout each day, and everything is accounted for. And should you have any food preferences, you should let us know so we can prepare that. But we'll have a lot of food, juice, fruits, and amazing local food from the Bedouin culture. So everything is cooked for us, is cooked for you, freshly prepared. So there are no canned food or anything, because a lot of people think when they go to the desert they're going to be eating canned food and be on, no, we eat very well. We have, of course, air tents for everyone. We have sleeping bags for everyone, mattresses. So basically all you need is to come with just your own stuff. You don't need to prepare for anything, because everything else we will have. On the last 2 days, we will spend in the oasis between the water springs and the hot water pools, and also some of the cultural music that we will have in the oasis itself. So it's a full-on kind of program. We will also, the highlight is visiting what we call the womb of the desert, which is a very unique kind of a very unique cave inside the ground. It's not in a mountain. It's you crawl down into the ground, so you're actually going into the belly of the desert to go to one of these amazing caves that it is a kind of really particular, like one in the world in a way. It's called Jara Cave, and it has this amazing energy. So we can also have some sort of meditation in there. We can have sound healing or sound bathing if you're up to that. So yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know, and I'm happy to reply.
If you go to atozbellydance.com, right at the bottom, the program can be downloaded. But look, it's an amazing program. And I know that Mahmoud leads a lot of sacred and spiritual tour groups as well. So, there's that aspect as well. There's a lot of meditation, walking. And I actually haven't done it before. So this is going to be new for me. And I'm really looking forward to it and to sharing it, sharing this with a lot of my friends. Also, the reason the tour is called Amun Ra is because there is a massive stellium in Aries, Mars. So for those of you who don't know, Amun Ra was the incarnation of Aries, Mars. So Mars is traditionally a strong, assertive time, but also the sign of Aries is bringing in the new, ushering in a new pioneering spirit. So it could be a nice personal pioneering adventure for each of you if you do come along. Maybe you'll understand something more about yourself. Mahmoud, what do you say about the desert experience itself? How have people responded that they feel after they do that?
So from the last 4 or 5 years, like you mentioned, I've been leading spiritual tours through the temples and the pyramids and stuff, those places. But recently I started incorporating desert as well. So we would have the grand finale, like an overnight in the desert near Cairo in Fayoum. And just to see my guests fully integrating the whole experience, just being one night in the desert, is phenomenal. Like they always come back, but they come back only for the desert, you know. So the experience of the pyramids and all and the temples and the ceremonies that we do is all culminated, and it's all sink in when you are having that kind of solitude, this emptiness, this silence. It's a silence that you hear. I mean, can you imagine? You hear silence, like it's unbelievable experience. So, and this is you go back to the roots. You hear yourself. You tune with your body, because there is nothing else distracting you. There are no mobile phones. There are no vibrations. There are no. You're just being one and only with yourself and with nature. And the desert, because it's so empty, it's a dead world. The life that is there means a lot. So you actually the senses open up so much. And for me, especially those guests who come for the first time with me, they always come back. They always come back, because it's a phenomenal experience. If you haven't experienced it, I would recommend it at least once in your lifetime, because it's a totally different experience than anything else that you have had. The night skies, and how amazing looking at the stars at this point, or seeing the Milky Way, or just waking up pre-dawn and just like watching the sun rising at the horizon. Every moment there is very magical. It's really magical experience.
It would be very special, and especially with the Bedouin musicians. Well, I guess we can't pack too heavily, ladies. So all those women who like to pack a lot of stuff, maybe we could pack it down. Actually, I love to travel light. I don't carry luggage. But anyway, it sounds amazing. Are there any questions?
Kitty, would Anne and I have any time to go to the pyramids? Because I know we're staying nearby.
We are going to the pyramids. We'll leave in the morning. We'll have breakfast and go in the morning, so we're nice and early.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, you have to see that.
Yeah. All right. Thanks,
The pyramids is day 2. And what I've done is I've left our class till the evening on that day, the Baladi class, so that we don't have to be back till about 5.
Okay.
It's going to be beautiful because it starts in Cairo, and you get a real hit of culture in Cairo, like the real people as well as the antiquities, and then with the desert trip. So let's get this right, Mahmoud. We're going to Baharia, to the oasis, the lodge, the hot springs, cool springs, eco lodge, Al Hayz Oasis.
So it's 4.5 hours from Cairo, and
Right.
we will spend 4 nights, 5 nights in the desert, because I think to get the real experience, I know people can do an overnight or 2 nights. You don't really get the feel of the desert. So having more nights in the desert and moving like nomads, we'll be like nomads, moving from one place to another, and we'll be seeing some of the most spectacular scenery of the Western Desert of Egypt. And the cave is beyond beautiful. I mean, just staying there for inside, meditating or sleeping, or I mean, it's a womb. I cannot explain it more. It's a portal. It's amazing place. So
Yeah. Oh, look, I can't wait. And is there any artwork? Because I know you often post artwork. Is there any artwork in this particular cave?
in the cave there are some artwork from prehistoric time. Yes, we can. Not so clear as the other ones that I'm posting, but there are few ones. Yeah, you can see some ostriches and some carved humans and stuff.
Oh, it sounds beautiful. And I guess for those of you who are artistic like Kylie, you could bring your, a sketch pad and things like that and enjoy sketching outdoors. It really sounds beautiful. I personally can't wait. So if you're interested in if you haven't booked and you're interested, just contact me and we can organize that. But if you've got questions, this is probably the time to ask.
I've got a question about the first part of the trip, because I saw that accommodation is to be organized on your own, but I wasn't quite sure of that area. And do you have any like hotels that you recommend in that area?
In El Aguza or in Zamalek, because they're all very close to Imbaba. And actually the Uber system's very good here, so you can easily go from the hotel directly to the Swiss Club. The Swiss Club's an easy place to find.
Okay.
It's an amazing place as well. It's got a beautiful garden. So, I mean, I normally stay around Zamalek area. I normally stay with Farida Fahmy. And also, if you ladies would like to take a afternoon tea with Farida, we can arrange that as well. if anyone would like to say hello to her, she always is very happy to meet all the lovely belly dancers, all the guests. Zahira came to Egypt with me years ago, a lifetime ago, actually. Remember? I remember we had to find vegetarian food. It was much harder then. It's easier now. Vegan food. And yeah, so Mahmoud was just saying if people have dietary requirements, just let him know. You can find everything in Egypt, don't worry. Before I used to have to ask all my participants to bring their own soy milk or almond milk or whatever. Mahmoud, tell us, health-wise, fitness-wise, what do people need?
So
Do they have to be very fit?
so really, like I said, not only it's a spiritual place, it's also a healing place. So many times, even if you have those like a flu or anything, once you go to the desert, this is all gone because it's such a sterile environment. It's just unbelievable. So it is kind of like healing and also nourishing, right? In terms of fitness, well, I like that we walk a little bit in the morning until our crew take down the camp and prepare the car. So just instead of us wandering around or sitting around them, I would take our guests and walk for a little bit. That's only optional, and it's not much. It's maybe half an hour, but it gives you a feel. And we mostly stop because most of the time it's also sand. We walk barefooted, and my
So
God,
go-
if you haven't walked barefooted on a sand before, I mean, you're missing a lot. So, but anyways, yeah. So, but also even with that, we can just because we are a bigger group and we can also do our own meditation or dancing or whatever until the guys finish. But really, there is no need even to walk there. You can just hang on by the car, next to the car, in the car. But we will be traveling in a country the size of Switzerland and there is no one there. So so it's a life-changing experience, I would imagine. And so to answer your question, you don't really need to know to have fitness. You just have to have this idea of, okay, I'll be out in nature just like my ancestors were. I will be dealing with nature. I will not be sleeping inside a wall. There are tents, of course. So, but we're not actually sleeping inside a house. So, with that, if you're into camping or if you like that experience of camping, this is going to be like an amazing because you have the celestial dome and the cosmos is just above you. No, nothing to obscure that. So, yeah.
Yes, yeah. It's a beautiful time of year too. April's a really nice time of year. April and October, great times.
Actually,
Yeah,
yes.
Ketty and sorry, Mahmoud, do we need anything extra for sun protection apart from hats and sunscreen? Do you
Well,
recommend?
I'll send you a list of things that you really need to bring,
Okay,
like
good.
like a headlamp. Is just if you
Yeah.
wanted to, to go out of the camping
night.
zone at night, just to see where you're going. Some like baby
Yeah,
wipes or
wet
something,
wipes, yeah.
things like that. Yeah, that's just minor things, but all the big things, everything that is involved with the camping and with the in the camping and the food and the drinks and everything and the refreshments, it's all going to be there. And to tell you the truth, my crew, they're such an amazing crew that you would love them. They will be like your brothers, and like they're such an amazing human beings, and they do it from the soul. And that's why most of my guests come back just to be with them and just to go out there with them because they're such amazing people, and the food is great. I mean, just be prepared. The food is great. So
yeah, can't wait. And it's very
Thank you.
home style. I mean, Mahmoud and I, we're both into that experience that's soulful. Soulful. It's not commercial. It's soulful. Not commercial at all. It's going
mhm.
the opposite, the other way, and it's really important. That's why the musicality will flow so beautifully into then going into the desert. And actually, what you learn dance-wise and music-wise in the first 4 days, you can take into the desert. Because we'll be dancing. You can maybe have a jam with the guys. That'd be fun for everybody.
I want to warn you, some of our crew members as well are amazing dancers. Like,
Sure.
so you will, yes,
Well,
you will. I mean,
the men are better than the women sometimes at
you,
dancing.
you know, I envy, personally, I envy them so much, because men of the Oasis and the Bedouins dance, but people from the cities, especially the educated ones, we were told men don't dance, you know, so I cannot dance, and I feel like horrible all the time, you know, people are dancing and I'm just like standing there not knowing what to do, you know. So no, some of them are really, really amazing.
Maybe we can change that when you have like 10 belly dancers.
We'll see.
Drummers. Yeah, it'll be lots of fun. So,
It's a
to
lot of
wind
fun.
up, any questions? Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It really will be. Any questions, anyone?
I just wanted to ask Mahmoud about the stars in the desert. And, you know, I've only ever sort of been offshore sailing and seen them in the Southern Hemisphere, but I'm sure that's an amazing, you know, spectacle to see that at nighttime away from all the city lights.
Yeah. I mean, the night skies in the Western Desert is something of outwardly, you know. We have those times, like, for example, in next month, we are organizing meteoroid shower excursions, because we have the Perseids showering, and we take people out in the desert and we just watch. It's like a fireworks, you know. So everything is pristine, clear. Hardly do we have any clouds, so you can see the full scope of the celestial dome. You know, you see all around you, and it's such a beautiful. And also the Milky Way. I mean, the Milky Way, we actually do see it. So yeah, I mean, if you're a night gazer, stargazer, it's gonna be something wonderful.
Yeah,
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
And it's going to be nice to also to see, since you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's different from where we are, right? And that would be nice to compare notes, because I haven't been to the Southern Hemisphere yet, so it's going to be nice.
Yeah, everything's upside down.
Beautiful.
Everything's upside down. Okay, Mahmoud, thank you. Shukran.
Thank you,
Kathir.
guys. All. Thank you all. Hope to see you all in Cairo at least.
Yeah, it's very exciting. See you, everyone.
Excellent. See you. Bye.
Bye.